Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. This is David and today I'm here with my friend Matthew.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for being here. So this is one of the very few face-to-face meetings that we can have right now.
Yep.
In these amazing times. Yeah, but it's super cool. So as you might see in the title, we're going to talk about Amazon and cryptocurrency, or better, blockchain. And we're gonna speculate about Amazon potentially using, if it doesn't do it already, blockchain technology and or cryptocurrencies. So what are gonna be your thoughts? You think it's gonna happen or not? Me and Matthew are gonna share something very interesting today, our speculations. Once again, we're not experts, we're not working for Amazon, but we can tell you something, we can give you some ideas. So Matthew, tell us where you come from, what you're doing in Phuket, what do you know about blockchain and this kind of technology?
Sure, so my background is economics and finance. I worked in high frequency trading since 2007. I moved to Asia in 2013 and was trading derivatives in Korea, and then I moved here. I guess I got involved in cryptocurrency in 2017 and started trading that, and eventually turned that into a full-time job. And we, my partner and I do that full time, and I moved out here at the first of last year. So yeah.
Yeah, so Phuket is a nice place to live actually.
It's a great place to live, yeah. Great weather, love the beach. So
yeah, I mean, COVID didn't hit too bad, Thailand.
No.
Yeah, we still have a little bit of, kind of small lockdowns and restrictions, but overall it's a very nice place to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matthew definitely involved with blockchain technology. He can tell us a lot of things. And I am an expert more in the Amazon FBA space. So we are combining the two worlds today. You guys know me already from by my channel, our channel, WEAREGROWTHHACK. If you didn't do it already, remember to subscribe for weekly content about Amazon and growth hacking for e-commerce. All right, so this is the question. As you know, now everyone's talking about Amazon FBA, making money selling on Amazon, selling your products, sourcing from China, selling on Amazon, sourcing from anywhere. We're talking about this a lot on Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse?
I'm not on Clubhouse. Maybe
Okay.
I should be.
Yeah, you should be. I'll give you an invitation.
Sure.
So, and everyone is also talking about blockchain. It's talking about cryptocurrency, now Bitcoin, the price is constantly fluctuating, there's a lot of speculation, etc. So could those two words combine together? What do you think? Tell us your first thoughts when someone like me would ask you, hey, would you think that Amazon could get into blockchain? What do you think?
Yeah, so I think that, one, they might already be, right? Amazon is pretty tech savvy, and they've got a lot of money and a lot of infrastructure, and their business would suit many of the reasons you might want to use a blockchain. So I think that's a definite possibility. If they're not using it, my guess is they've tested it and decided they had a better solution. And so maybe we should back up and do just a little overview of what blockchain technology is and what it can do.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I mean, from a newbie, from a non-expert point of view, what I can tell you is that blockchain is probably the most important invention or technology in the world after the internet. And why we can say this? Because every invention that the human species has made, it's been to fill a gap, right? So the fire fills the gap of, warming yourself and cooking and protection.
Sure.
And then we arrive all the way, we fast forward to the internet, solves the gap of distance.
Yep.
I can talk with you guys, you can listen to me right now from wherever in the world because of the internet. Blockchain solves the gap of trust because this technology is unchangeable, or if you would change it, the other counterpart would actually recognize that some changes have been made. So blockchain makes possible for peers to actually exchange information, making sure that it is exactly as it's seen, what you see actually, and there has been no miscontinuation, misinformation or mistakes in this kind of flow of information, right?
Yeah.
So this is pretty much what blockchain does. It removes the third party because it establishes a upper level of trust. So when we are having a transaction or we are seeing a record of documents, we can make sure that it is as is written in the blockchain. Flow, because no one can change it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Yeah, it's a ledger, but it's set up in a way that if anyone modifies it, everyone knows about it, which works out great if there's things that you need to trust people on and you're not sure that you can trust them, right?
Yeah. So given the fact that Amazon is a huge tech company and they are pretty much disrupting the world, they are leading the e-commerce, at least in the Western world, because we're not talking about Taobao or all the other huge platforms in China.
Sure.
Okay. Amazon, big player.
Yep.
The question is, are they already using it? Could they be using it? Why would they use it? So let's say together with Matthew, what are the different scenarios that Amazon could actually make use of blockchain technology?
Yeah, so I think the area that it would be logical to try to use something like blockchain for is, Amazon obviously has an enormous number of sellers that participate on their platform, right? And but Amazon would be held responsible to make sure that the goods are actually what they're claiming to be, for example, right? So a blockchain might be a very good way for them to help keep track of products that are coming in to Amazon to be sold and to make sure that those products are not counterfeit, those products have not been stolen, those products have not been tampered with or something like that. And the blockchain would give you a way to keep track and see that every piece along the way was verified that it was the right product and that it got from point A to point B with no disruptions.
Yeah, so we see that actually the first application of this kind of technology for Amazon would be to actually make sure that products are coming from the right source.
Yeah.
Because as an Amazon seller, when you're starting your business in Amazon requires a lot of documentation about your company, about your suppliers. How did you get your products? Are they real products? Is your brand a legitimate brand? Are you not copying from someone else? Are you not selling counterfeit products? So having an actual blockchain technology would save a lot of time in making sure that all the documentation is legitimate, and could speed up the process of opening an account, but also making sure that your products are coming from the right source, and also could save a lot of time when getting information and checking the information, if the validation of information about your company documents or products and everything.
Yep.
So what could be another area of interest for Amazon to use blockchain?
I think those are all pretty good examples of it. They could use it for just their logistics side of getting things moved around a bit more, not just from the sellers and manufacturers into there, but also they could potentially use it on the client side going out to customers. One thing to think about is there's two types of blockchains, right? There's private and there's public, right?
Yeah.
And so my guess is that they would do this on a private blockchain. I think that it's unlikely that they would want, and I don't know that as clients or customers you would want this on a public blockchain, actually.
Yeah. Because as we know, actually, as we just said, so the whole point of blockchain is when it's public, to make this information public, accessible to everyone. So
anybody could see it.
Yeah, so
everybody can see it. Yep.
Everyone, and we're talking about really everyone.
Yep.
That's what we mean. So this means that Amazon itself wouldn't be anymore the owner of this information. There would not be a monopoly in a way. So our point is this. Amazon could potentially already be using this kind of technology internally to monitor all the transactions, all of the documentation, and making sure that internally nothing escapes. So this could actually happen, even though we don't work for Amazon, so we cannot tell anything for sure. But this could be a scenario because I think there's a lot of companies already using internally blockchain.
Yeah, lots of companies use them, and at some point you have to ask, is a blockchain better than a traditional database? And that comes down to a whole bunch of other issues that they would look at and they would test and they would decide which one was most effective, right?
Yeah, so maybe, who knows, potentially they could be using it internally. It would save probably a lot of time, but would they really be using it right now? What kind of use they would make? We don't know that. So potentially there could be an internal use of blockchain technology. When it comes to public blockchain, the question here is, all right, so we could solve a lot of trust problems with Amazon. We're talking about documentation and product, counterfeit, And we could talk about reviews, for example.
Reviews. Yep.
Making sure that reviews are legitimate. They're really coming from that particular buyer account, that the account is legitimate, it's not a fake account.
So yeah, there's a real account that someone's actually put together, is actually using, and not just a dummy account, right?
Exactly. So using blockchain technology in a public way between sellers and buyers, and third-party sellers and Amazon and buyers could help us get rid of a lot of problems related to black hat. Getting listing hijacking, or fake claims, or fake reviews, fake orders. All of this will be gone using blockchain. So the question here is, do you guys think really Amazon would get into public blockchain right now to solve those issues?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we think that probably this is not going to happen, at least at the moment.
Yeah.
I personally think that even though this could solve a huge problem, there are a lot of other complications.
Complications, for sure.
There is a lot of other complications,
Yeah.
and Matthew will tell us now what kind of complications there would be if Amazon would even think of getting into public blockchain. But for sure, this would give a lot more power to the public. So it wouldn't be in the interest of Amazon to actually get into blockchain right now, especially in a public blockchain.
Yeah, and you run into issues for that, because say that we're using it for reviews and things that had information about client accounts. You could run into issues with things like data protection laws, for example, because now you're disclosing all of this information relevant to these accounts. The person in the EU, if you own the consumer owns the data, they could be forcing them to be removed or blocked or things like that, and it could create a huge nightmare for them. So I think they're probably going to steer clear of that, and probably rightfully so.
Yeah. When it comes to money transaction, we've been talking a lot about this very topic with Matthew about Amazon. Would you think that actually Amazon needs a token right now from a financial point of view? Do you think that they would do it?
Yeah, so that's sort of the other part of when people think of blockchain and crypto, they kind of link them together, and I think the tokens and that kind of thing is always associated with it. And it's an interesting thought experiment. I think that Amazon is a really big company that's made a ton of money, and we have a really robust global financial system that provides all sorts of products and features and customizations for really big companies. So I think Amazon is served incredibly well with the existing system. Adding crypto or adding a crypto token or something like that, I think would cause more problems than it would solve. And we can get into that a little bit more if you'd like. Crypto is still relatively new in terms of a regulatory framework. And so there are, as you cross jurisdictions especially, every country is handling it differently. That goes into taxation as well. So if they could potentially open themselves up to hundreds of millions of dollars of litigation. And even if they are, that's expensive, even if you win, right?
Yeah.
So it seems unlikely that that's the route that they would want to go just yet. And again, they have an existing financial system that provides all the products they could possibly think of or dream of. There's a bank that'll make it for them if it doesn't exist.
Yeah. So let's recap a little bit, and then let's keep moving to other topics.
Sure.
It could definitely serve the public, and it could benefit a lot of people here, third-party sellers, and protect even more the final users if it would be used to verify reviews, products, and etc. But do we actually think that Amazon would get into public blockchain just for this? We don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I personally think that this could be the case maybe in, 100 years, 50 years, if Amazon is still there, probably, yeah. If every other marketplace is using blockchain, and they are providing this very transparent system of showing information, and thus Amazon has to use blockchain and be completely transparent. So in a potential future where everyone is using blockchain and there is no no third party, trust committee, then you would have everyone, actually every service provider, forced to use blockchain and to show, pretty much to demonstrate that the information they're giving is public and is verified and is trusted by blockchain technology. So this is not the case right now.
It's not the case right now. And we talked about how blockchain allows you to remove trust from the situation, right? Amazon has built trust. They have built a reputation, right? Customers go to Amazon because they know they can find what they want. They know that Amazon will deliver it next day, same day, very shortly, whatever, right? Like, sellers know that there's a marketplace there and that they get matched up. And so they've built trust. And so in that sense, Amazon's not looking for a solution to solve trust. They have it. They have their reputation, and they've put together a system and a network of individuals that are reliable. That's trust.
Yeah, definitely. So another application of blockchain could be, developing a token where you could pay in Amazon with this kind of Amazon cryptocurrency. We could have this Amazon coin that, once again, do we think it is actually happening in the nearest future? We don't think so, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Again, like, Amazon has access to, one, they're getting paid in whatever currency all over the globe, and they are able to convert that currency through the traditional finance into whatever they want. So taking, and their bills are in that, right? They're not paying for anything in Bitcoin or anything else, most likely, right?
Exactly.
So if you add a coin in, you're taking the currency that you ultimately want, you're turning it into a coin, you're getting paid in that coin, and then you're turning it back into the currency that you wanted in the first place, that you could have just gone from US dollar to US dollar.
Exactly.
Right? So, like, why?
Yeah. So another potential use of cryptocurrency or a potential Amazon token would be live selling.
Yeah, and this is one that you and I talked about, and this is one thing that I think is quite interesting. Amazon could potentially use something like a token for internal rewards and purchases of existing sort of a credit reward system for sellers, for example, right? Where you earn tokens from doing X, and you could spend those tokens for advertising or for other things, and that might be an interesting use case. There might be some real advantages to it.
Yeah, because we know advertising on Amazon is just expanding. We have just published on our blog the prediction and trends for 2021. Both live and advertising are just booming a lot more. So advertising is adding new features, new tools, new creative assets, etc. It's becoming more complicated, sophisticated, such as Facebook and Amazon and Google, because this is exactly where Amazon wants to go. They want to increase the portion in this cake, right? So they want advertisers to spend more and more. And the live function is actually very important. So now Amazon is actively looking for live streamers, live sellers, and this is something that actually in Asia has been going on for quite a few years. Yeah, we have live selling in Taobao, Chinese marketplace. Then we have live selling pretty much everywhere in Southeast Asia. So now Amazon is catching up. They could reward probably influencers with this Amazon token. Probably, I mean, we don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow. It probably would not happen. By the way, thanks for the mention, Baptiste. You gave us the idea of potentially thinking about Amazon getting into this live and using the token for live reward. So this could be another case study, another use for it.
And it could be a good use case for them, because it would allow they're trying to bring in people, right? So they could adjust the ratios, they could do a lot of things with how they rewarded people, and they could do things quite quickly that might work out well for them. And it would also encourage people to try new features that they were trying to add, right? You could set it up in a way that was very easy for users, and that might be something that would interest them. And they may not be willing to do rewards with actual dollars. Right? They might just say, look, I'm not willing to pay you out for this, but I can give you this token, you can redeem it for something else that keeps everything within their system.
Once again, guys, remember, this is just speculation, okay?
This is a thought experiment.
This is just an experiment. We're just two friends hanging out, sharing their crazy ideas about Amazon potentially combining with this cryptocurrency and blockchain world. So yeah, for example, another reason why Amazon wouldn't really get into this is, let's remind what happened to Facebook. Can you tell us more?
Sure. You know, Facebook announced that they were going to launch a coin, Libra, and immediately they were dragged in front of Congress. There was a huge amount of like scrutiny and skepticism, and again, they didn't even do it. They just said they were going to, and you know, it creates a lot of questions. Again, the regulation space, the taxation space is all still very young, and as you cross borders and you cross countries and things like that, you run into all sorts of issues. You know, Thailand's regulation on crypto is a great example. They went from almost no regulations, then they said we're going to put a massive VAT tax on it and a cap gains tax on it. Then they backed off from that. Then they've moved into something, you know, like it's a moving target. And, you know, if you're a small company and you're trying to get an edge up and things like that, it may be something that there's enough benefit that it will make sense, right? If you're a Fortune 500 company and every country in the world is going to go after your bank accounts, that's a hard pass, you know? There's just no reason. Like, why? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, once again, we're definitely not saying that Amazon could get into this blockchain, at least not in a public form. They're probably using it, some kind of blockchain technology. I mean, they have access to the best, you know, minds and brains in this world, so why not?
Yeah. And one thing that you and I talked about earlier, and that, you know, as cryptocurrency becomes more available, Amazon will touch it. And even now, you can buy crypto through PayPal.
Yeah.
And Amazon happily takes PayPal. So we're really like a step away, right? I haven't seen listings of things actually quoted in cryptocurrency yet. But like, you know, I think Amazon would be happy to take payments that are coming through whatever. I don't think they'd care about that very much. I just don't see them necessarily wanting to open themselves up to the sort of potential risk and regulation issues of them really like championing it.
So yeah, just to summarize once again, this video was just to talk about something really interesting. To, you know, guys, we always try to bring you ideas that you couldn't even probably think of. We're trying to combine different words together, and it was really, you know, tickling my mind. Okay, everyone is talking about Amazon, everyone is talking about cryptocurrency. There are a lot of people trying to make money with Amazon, trying to make money with cryptocurrency. Why don't we see if they could ever combine together? But do we think it's going to happen? We actually don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. But there are a few interesting places where there could be some overlap, and you know, be interesting to find out. If anyone from Amazon has any insight they want to share, please reach out and let us know.
I don't think.
Maybe they're using them internally. You know, maybe, who knows?
Maybe, who knows? I'm sure that if they know something, they're not allowed to say.
Probably not allowed to, but you know.
So I've been personally talking about black hat and, you know, illicit competition on Amazon. Blockchain could wipe it off immediately, but that's probably not gonna happen. I'm sorry, guys, if you were thinking that this could happen. And I've already had some talk with some of my other friends in the Amazon space. It's an interesting thing. It's probably still in the very, very early stages to even think about this, and we are seeing a lot of, you know, tech companies getting into cryptocurrency and into blockchain. I would say Amazon is too big to do such a step.
Again, I think my guess, the easiest step for them is at some point to accept it as payments on one side or the other, right? Maybe they allow people to pay this, they allow it as one of the options. You pay by credit card, you can pay by PayPal, you can pay by Bitcoin.
Crypto wallet or anything.
And again, where that's already now available in PayPal, you know, kind of becomes a non-issue for them, right? And so, you know, in that sense, that could be an area where they start to dip their toes at some point. And you kind of expect that with mass adoption in general, right? As more and more people start using cryptocurrency, more and more places accept it, more and more people are familiar with it, more and more people are willing to do business with that, and then, you know, you can kind of go from there.
Definitely. As we are recording this, it is January 30th, 2021. We are not into the mass adoption stage of cryptocurrency or blockchain, definitely, so it's very, very early. Yeah, so Matthew, I think this was very interesting, even though we didn't give any kind of conclusion. I mean, we gave some kind of conclusion, but it's most likely not to be happening.
Yeah. It's
so,
a fun thought experiment.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very funny topic now just to speculate about.
Absolutely.
So thanks for being here with us in our channel. Thanks for being here physically.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And how can people find you?
Yeah, the easiest way to reach me is just you can go to our company website. It's www.glt-ltd.io, and you can just email me through info there, and I'll get back to you there.
That's cool. How can you help our listeners here? What can you do for them?
So I do all sorts of sort of alternative investment, alternative markets, consulting, trading, financing kinds of things. So we do a little bit of everything, and yeah, I'm always open to hear business ideas, pitches, potential investments, trading, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's really cool. So guys, feel free to get in touch with Matthew, get in touch with me if you want any help for Amazon, how to start your FBA, how to launch your products, how to save money, how to do better advertising. And this is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a very interesting and still sparkling topic.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
See you later.